Okay, so this is another one. It comes up quite a bit. How should I manage a sensitive son who has a clear preference for dad? I'm the stay-at-home mum, and my 3-year-old is happy with me during the day, but if dad's around, he wants everything to do with dad. I know. This can happen, and it can happen randomly. It can happen and last quite a long time, and it goes either way. So I need to reassure you that the number one fundamental biological need for every child is to have one loving, caring adult who absolutely they feel safest and connected to. Even better if there's two, which is obviously what you're trying to create here. How come they're not connected to both? I would also suggest that you're the stay-at-home mum. You know, sometimes we get sick of who we're around all day, and whoever comes home at night is the fun fact, is a bit of variety. So sometimes it's as simple as that they wanted to actually fill up their love cup for the parent who's been away all day, even though they've probably had a reasonable day with you anyway. So try not to take these kind of preferential things too deeply and too seriously. Just be worried if he's not attached to either of you. Second one too is try not to kind of like manipulate or step in with your own emotional needs around this, trying to bribe a child to like you better. Trust me, this is something that tends to happen with children under 4. And I often wonder if for some children, they find some people's behaviour more predictable, or that parent is actually, whether intentionally or otherwise, being able to use the love languages that actually fill up their love cup more than the other parent. And I talk about this quite a bit, that there are 5 different love languages, which are a really good book by Gary Chapman, he's updated it, and there's fabulous other things based on it. But some kids actually want quality time. Some want fun and playfulness and, stuff that's a bit different than just, and some kids like safe touch. So sometimes mum may be the safe toucher, and in actual fact, it might be a boy like one of mine who his was more, did you bring me a gift, or have you thought of me outside of here? Like, he wasn't into hugging, and I'm a hugger. And I found that really difficult. So in actual fact, he probably would have preferred being with his dad, who wasn't a big hugger. So can you see every now and then, what are the love languages and how does a child feel more loved? So I would suggest, any of you have boys, and you can try this one. It is how much love is in your love cup when you're around mummy or daddy or grandpa or whatever. And what else can they do to put more love in your love cup? And let the boy think about it for a couple of days. Don't expect an answer right then, because he may be able to give you some other things. And it's interesting because one of my oldest grandson, he gets fiercely jealous if I spend a little bit too much time with his sister. So he's a quality timer. There's no question. And if I've given him enough of that time, he's quite happy and okay. Does that make some sense? And also I think it's some of our children need more words of appreciation and words of acknowledgement around who they are, and others don't. So I think that may be another one underneath it, but I need to reassure you that this can happen, and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing you're doing wrong, and that in time they're able to be able to manage their relationship with either of their co-parents in a more tender and loving way. Still don't stop all those